The rains are here, the rains are here. Don't let it fool you, guys. El Nino is going to happen. And the CARICOM Climate Outlook Forum has released this report. And don't worry, you don't have to read it. I did it. So let's talk about what El Nino means for the Caribbean, particularly for livestock production. So there's going to be some excessive heat expected as we go closer towards June. And if you notice, the rains actually came a little bit earlier. So La Nina has shifted forward a little. So that means that El Nino is going to be here. And it usually lasts anywhere from 6 to 12 months, right? So El Nino is associated with reduced rainfall and higher temperatures in the Caribbean. This leads to drought conditions, reduced pasture growth, poor forage quality, meaning that you not only get lower protein but higher fiber, which means that the energy content of that forage is much lower. And then, of course, the dreaded heat stress that broiler farmers and pig farmers hate. From a scientific basis, heat stress can reduce the feed intake by 10 to 30%, and maintenance energy requirements actually increases, meaning that animals need more nutrients while eating less. So it's a double whammy for us. And this is not just a weather issue, but a nutrition and a profitability issue. The real risk for us is the nutrition gap. So what actually happens is, and if you're looking at it from ruminant production standpoint, the pasture quality declines, right? So it's leaving less feed available for the animals to eat, particularly if you're grazing. The pasture quality declines, resulting in lower crude protein and energy. So we already spoke about that. The animals reduce their feed intake because, let's think about it. For us, if we're hot, we really don't want to eat. So you have a double nutritional deficit for our livestock, which really impacts us around August, September. For dairy and beef, you have likely milk production, poor weight gain, and for poultry, you start seeing some stunted growth rate in broilers and reduced egg layers, and then the eggshell quality actually decreases because of the heat stress. For small ruminants, of course, we're going to see the same thing that you'd see in beef cattle and dairy. So one of the management strategies that we need to have is, and this is a first line of defense, the animals are going to need 50% more water. So please guys, stop tying out your animals and not giving them enough water. We have to ensure that the birds, the pigs get cool water. One of the ways that you can do that is there's a product called bethane. You can add it to the water. It's similar to like if you have an ice mint and then you drink water afterwards. The water temperature has not changed, but it feels as if it's a little bit cooler. For your larger livestock animals, you start having misting. Don't remove the trees out of your pastures, guys, because this is where they're going to sit and ruminate. You want to ensure that you stay on top of your pasture rotation. So the typical days that you'd have animals in the pasture, you have to reduce that, because remember, the growth rate is much lower and the biomass is just not there to sustain it. So you really don't want to overgraze. One of the things that you can look at is the use of phytogenics in your feed. This opens up the appetite. It helps tighten the tight junction. One of the products that I tested some time ago and I liked it was a product called Sangravit. A friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, he promotes it, and I'm a big fan of it. So if you can get access to it, I say go ahead. There is some water application versions of it. For the farmers that are used to putting in heat stress packs in your water lines, you have to be very careful. Make sure that that heat stress pack does not contain things like dextrose and iron, because dextrose and iron actually increases microbial growth, especially in the warm water. And guys, if you're going to add these products in the water lines, make sure that you flush the water lines after the birds have finished consuming the product, because the last thing that you need is to give additional nutrients to the bacteria to proliferate. And when you're flushing the lines, of course, sometimes you might have citric acid to help clean out the lines, peracetic acid. I know that there are some distributors here that have water line cleaners that are safe to use while the birds and the pigs are in the pens, right? So remember, don't let the rains fool you. This is going to be a very hot year, a hot and dry year, okay? And as usual, remember my motto, agriculture done right.